Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Octopath Traveler Tutorial Series for Smile Game Builder. Today we're going to take a look at character pixel art and how to import it into Smile Game Builder and how to set up the animations. For this portion of the tutorial, you'll need your image editing software of choice and some character pixel art. I'll be using some characters I made with Stella Character Generator. I recommend using pixel art very similar in style to the rest of your assets, like your terrain and everything that you plan on using. First, let's cover how to get your character ready for Smile Game Builder. So, Stella Character Generator sets the character formats so it's compatible with RPG Maker. This will not be immediately compatible with Smile Game Builder because the way that they have the characters positioned in Smile Game Builder is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and import it into Photoshop here. So this particular character fits within a 32 by 32 grid, but the character is actually more fit for a 16 by 16 size, sprite size. So it'll fit my terrain that I made in the last tutorial. As you can see, the character is facing down, left, right, and up. So what we need to do for Smile Game Builder is actually rearrange this so the up is on top and then it goes in order from up, down, left, right. So what I'm going to do is actually cut the up position, pull this down. I'm just using my arrow keys. So it's lined up to the grid. And then I'm going to paste this back in. And there we go. For my shortcuts, I use Control X to cut, Control V to paste. Okay, so now that we have the order correct, it's up, down, left, right. Let's look at exporting this as a PNG. So I'm going to export it as a PNG. So this is the walk sprite. So for Smile Game Builder, you have to have an underscore for the animation and then the name of the animation afterwards from your main name of each sprite. So this is character underscore walk. So it'll be categorized under character, and this will be the walk animation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save over that. And now I'm going to, what I'm going to do is make also an idle animation. It's not really going to be animated. It's just going to be just a still idle pose. But what I'll do is I'm going to change the canvas size. So this middle branch here is just going to be my idle pose. So I'm going to go to Image, Canvas Size, and I'm going to adjust the width to 32 by 128. There we go. So now I have my up, down, left, and right for just the idle pose. I'm going to export this. Now, whatever you name as just flat out the name of the character, whatever you want to name it, that's what its category is going to be for each subset of animations. So I'm just going to call this character. And so when I go back into that folder, you'll see that I have character. And so that's just my auto pose. And then I have character walk. It looks like something went wrong with my idle pose. I think sometimes when you export from Photoshop, you'll get this issue. If that happens, I'm going to actually cut. I'm going to merge these layers first. And then I'm going to actually cut and then paste those onto a new layer. And then I'm going to now try to save it as a PNG. See if that fixes my issue here. Let's go back in. There we go. Now it's in the middle there. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's just something weird that happens in Photoshop. Sometimes when you resize the canvas, it doesn't line the character up properly for whatever reason. So that's how I fixed it. If you know a better way, let me know. Anyways, so now we have the character and the character underscore walk PNG. Let's import those into Smile Game Builder. I'm going to import them into my existing project. So I'm going to go to Add Assets, Character, 2D, and then I'm going to add him here. So I'm going to go to Add, We can go to my documents. That's where I'm storing it. And I'm going to import character and character underscore walk at the same time. All right, so there's my character. See, it automatically made a section for each animation. So I've got my regular default animation and then my walk. Now you'll see that it's definitely not set up right now. It's because it's not being divided properly. So horizontal frames, we'll look at this. How many horizontal frames is this? It looks like it's only one horizontal frame. So let's change that to 1. Great. And vertical frames, yes, we have 4 vertical frames. So that automatically makes it correct. So a way to check if your character is facing the right direction, you can see up, down, left, and right. So yeah, he looks like he's set up right for his idle animation. I'm going to set this to loop off because there's no reason for this to loop because it's not animating at all anyways. So let's add now, or let's work on the walk animation. Again, it's not set up properly. So we have 3 horizontal frames. So let's add a horizontal frame. And then vertical frames are correct. So there's 4 vertical frames. We're going to do a reverse loop. So it just goes back and forth here within the animation. So that's what reverse loop means. So it animates like this. So that makes sense because with the walk animation, you want to have that middle animation play every other frame. Okay, and it's default with the Stella character generator anyways. All right, since I know that this character is a 16 by 16 character, I'm going to set the resolution to 16. This is going to help set his pixel resolution to the right resolution for the terrain and everything, just so that everything matches up. And to prove that, we'll close this, and I'm going to actually set him as the default character. So let's go into Edit Game Data, go to Characters. Okay, so I obviously already have a character there, but just for testing purposes, we're going to switch to the character that I made. Hit Apply, okay, and I'm going to right-click on the terrain here and make this as my starting point. So let's play test this. All right, and it looks like we're good. This is the right size character for this map. Now, another thing that you'll want to mess with is the animation speed. So let's go back, and then we want to make sure we're on the walk animation, and we change this to 200. I'm going to try that and see if he walks a little bit faster. The smaller the number, the faster the movement. So that's just how fast it switches between the frames for your animation. All right, so we're going to play test again. Great, yeah, look at that. Switches between the frames, and you're good to go. So for as many animations that you have, you can make sprites for, and import them into your game and have a very lively world filled with characters. That's going to conclude this portion of the tutorial. Join me next time, and we're going to start making some objects in Blender. Thanks again, and happy game building.